Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Yeah, here I am, Maisyarah Rahmatun Nisa. I will guide you to learn English today. Today I would like to give you an explanation about a text. And what is the text about? Watch till the end, yeah. Yeah, today I would like to tell you about Recount Text. Yay! Yeah, do you know about Recount Text? Have you ever made it? Or have you ever created about a text which in Recount text type? No? Okay, so what is Recount Text? Recount text is a text which retells events or experiences in the past. Its purpose is either to inform or to entertain the readers. So, recount text is a text which we found when we know someone's experience. Usually, people would share their experiences in a text, in a piece of paper. So we call those experiences and those events by recount text. And what is the purpose of recount text itself? It is to inform and entertain the readers, because as far as I read some recount text, usually it's a fun recount text, joyful and happy recount text. But there is also that sad recount text. But all of them is in a purpose to entertain the readers. The characteristics of recount text. We go on to the language feature or the characteristic of recount text. What is the first characteristics of recount text? Yeah, using past tense. Why? Because the context is retells, or we tell again about an event or experiences happened before. So that why we use past tense in creating and building this recount text. What is actually the form of past tense itself? Yeah, the first is subject, and then verb to, and then plus object or complement. Verb to. What kind of verb to? Verb to is like, for the verb 1 usually we say go, and then the verb 2 it will be went. Yeah, verb is divided into regular and irregular. So for regular we have only need to add e and d behind of the words, and for irregular usually it very different from the first verb. Like for the regular we said study, so in verb 2 it will be studied, and for irregular we said go, it will be went. Yeah, using past tense. And then the second characteristic is using adverb and adverbial phrase for showing time, place, and manner, like last summer, last holiday, last year, and etc. Because of this is a recount text which retells experience it usually arranges a story and it needs adverbial phrase. Like, for example, last holiday I went to Bali. Last holiday is adverb of place and adverb of time, and Bali is adverb of place. It will be useful if using this adverbial of phrase. And then the last characteristic is using conjunction and time connective to arrange an event or experiences such as and, before, after, and but. In other texts also needs this conjunction and, before, after, and but. It happened also in Recount Text. It needs those conjunctions and time connective to connect from the first event to the second event to the third and the last event. And then go generic structure of Recount Text. What is generic structure of Recount Text? The first is orientation. This part tells the readers the main idea of the story being discussed in the text. This part also gives a setting of the story so that readers are awake of the story is about. This orientation usually there be in the first paragraph. And then the second is event. In this part, the story starts from the very early stages. That is to say, the story develops based on the sequence of the event. Usually after the orientation, there will be an event which tells us about how is the story be, how is the experience of the writer itself happening. And then the last is reorientation. In this part, the writer summarizes the story and tells his or her impression of the experience that what has been elaborated. This reorientation must be in the last paragraph because most of the writers put their summarizes in the very last of the paragraph. Go on to the example of Recount Text. Here I want to read the example of Recount Text. This example of Recount Text is shame events. Dear diary, I will still smile now when I remember the moment my head was stuck between the bars of a hotel balcony when we had a vacation. There were many people who helped me to get my head out of the bars. It was happened when I was about 5 or 6. My parents took us to a beautiful beach to spend a New Year holiday. We stayed in a hotel not far from the beach with my cousin coming along. At that time, I was walking around with my brother and my cousin, and I could not see the pool over the gate because we were on the 3rd floor. My brother and my cousin kept making fun of how I was too short to see over the balcony. I was furious because they made up things that they could not only see the pool but also the beach. So I stuck in the bars. I was panicked because I could not get my head out of it. Even my brother had to call the maids in the hotel to cut the gate and get my head out. There were 3 maids who helped my head out of it. When we met, they still laughed at me about that. How embarrassing it was. Okay, so let's analyze the text. The first is orientation. Orientation is in the very beginning of paragraph. Just now we see from the text that the writer tells us about stuck in the bars. Yeah, she she oriented us about this, the experience she had, that her head is stuck in the bars. And then the events there be in three paragraphs, and they are telling about what happened. Yeah, we can see from the second paragraph, third paragraph, and fourth paragraph. It talks about the arrangement of the event, like the first, the cause of why the writer until stuck her head on the bars. It because the writer want to see over the beach, not only the pool, and because of her cousin can see the beach, and she is really furious and other until the effect of the experience that her head is stuck on the bars and being held by three maids and some others. Yeah, and then the last is a reorientation. When we met, they still laughed at me about it, and how embarrassing it was. Yeah, this is the summarizing from the writers, that she feels that the experiences she had is very embarrassing for her. And then let's see the analyzing the language features of the text. The first is using past tense. My head was stuck. Yeah, I just know here that is my head stuck. Here the sign of past tense is was. Then when we had a vacation, had is verb 2, and then there were main word is verb 2. And then using adverb and adverbial phrase here are found at that time. Then the last is using conjunction and time connectives and with them, because I found this. Okay, so are you happy with my explanation? Do you understand that? Yeah, if you understand and you happy with my explanation, please give me some likes and comments below. Okay, thank you very much. Hope you always hold whenever you walk. The last I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye.